right, I promise not to be as biased in this, but I'm gonna be a little bit biased. What's up, everybody? TN Fanatic here. Hope you all are having a fantastic day, and welcome to my official prediction for the first ever 12-team college football playoff. Yes, we are here. Sorry that actually, you know what? I have my New Year's resolution, like already. Like I know that this background, it must be just so pleasing. Like we have a ring light and we have holes in the wall. So yeah, quite the professional show here. But I'm still here to do a job, and that is to predict which team I believe will win this year's college football playoff national championship. So, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, here it is, the lovely bracket. Thankfully, I was able to find one. I was actually worried that I wasn't able to find one, but yeah, thankfully, we have a perfect bracket here ready to go. So, again, let's dive right in, and you know what? Let's get the elephants. Let's just address it right now. Yeah. Big time Vols fan right here. So let's talk about this. We have Tennessee taking on the Ohio States. Now, let me just say this. When it was first announced that the playoff format would expand to 12 teams, right? One thing that I liked about it is that, like, we have teams that will play a home game in the very first round. Now, I was pretty bummed out when Tennessee they did not get a home playoff game to start like the playoffs, but this is a close second. Like we're not going too far up the road to Columbus, Ohio to take on a first of all a Ohio State team that like cannot be feeling good after they lost to Michigan again. I mean, like, what's the message that Ryan Day is going to give his guys? Like, hey, well, at least it's not like like the Wolverines, Like, are you kidding me, Ryan Day? Like, come on. So not only do I think that the Buckeyes, like their morale is going to be down, but I think that this is a perfect matchup for us on both sides of the ball. Dylan Sampson, we all know that he is the centerpiece of our offense. I think that he will have honestly a field day like against the Buckeyes right here, who did struggle against the Wolverines pass rush just a few weeks ago. On the defensive side, James Pierce Jr. and Norman Lott. I want to make sure that I get his name right. I expect them to get after this Buckeyes offensive line, who have struggled this year. They have just reshuffled a bunch, and they are vulnerable. I'm too excited for this. As for Will Howard and the Ohio State offense, look, they do have. I will give them credit. They do have a great receiving core, one of the best in the country. Absolutely, Jeremiah Smith, Egg Buka, Carnell Tate, all great players. However, they haven't been clicking recently. Against Michigan, Howard attempted 33 passes, but only 10 traveled more than 10 air yards. And that was against a Wolverines secondary that was pretty banged up with injuries. As for us and our secondary, like we will be primed and ready to go. I mean, like Jermon McCoy, Boo Carter, Will Brooks at safety. I mean, like, take your pick here. In this game, for some reason, right? Ohio State is a 7.5 point favorite, which again, like, I don't really understand. But you know what? I would not be shocked at all. I would be absolutely thrilled if we won outright. If Howard can play like he did against Oregon, maybe like the Buckeyes can keep it close. But look, at this stage in the very first round, y'all, there is no way that I'm picking my Vols to lose. Again, at least not in round one. I will talk about us facing Oregon later. But yeah, Give me my Vols to win. All right, so let's go to Texas and Clemson. All right, so first of all, you know what? I have to give a big hand clap to Dabo Swinney and this Clemson team right here for making it to like the college football playoff. Like a month ago, they weren't even in like the conversation, and here they are coming off of an impressive win in the ACC championship over SMU. Now the Mustangs, they did come back in that game. Like, give them credit, but Clemson, they got the final punch. And here the Tigers, they certainly have the work cut out for them facing the Texas Longhorns. So yes, even though they can't beat Georgia to save their life, they are still a talented team with a formidable defense, and I think that is going to be a big key for them. Like their secondary, they can easily do to Klubnik what they did to Carson Beck in the SEC championship. Beck only had 56 yards passing. I think, talking about the SEC title game for one moment, I think ETN, he was a big reason why Georgia was able to pull out that win in that game. He had 16 carries for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns, including the game winner. If the Longhorns defensive line can stop the run and get pressure on Klubnik, I think that's going to give Ewers and this Texas offense a lot more scoring opportunities. I expect Isaiah Bond to do his thing. And also Matthew Golden, he is coming off of a huge game. In the SEC title game, he had 162 yards receiving. So, you know what? He might have another great performance here. You know what? I will say it might take some time for Texas's offense to get rolling, but I think that Quinn Ewers, I think that he will put the team on his back and like give them that dub. So I like Texas to win and advance. All right, now we have the Notre Dame Fighting Irish taking on Indiana. All right, so first thing that I will say about this game, home field advantage is gone. Like, man, that's kind of rough for Notre Dame. So even though that's, you know what, it might be a sea of red when they played the Hoosiers, I still like Notre Dame to win this game right here. So, you know what? Before I talk about the Irish, I will say this about like Indiana. Like, they had a great year, absolutely, under first-year head coach Kurt Signetti. They have one of the best, most efficient passing attacks in the entire nation, and they also had the second best scoring offense in the country behind Miami. And only Oregon was better than them in the Big Ten on third downs. If Indiana can find a way to get points fast, that could help them in pulling off this upset. If Notre Dame's defense, this will be a big key for them. If they don't settle in quick and force Curtis Rourke to get that ball out fast, I mean, he will make the plays needed to give Indiana this win. Like, they have been a fantastic offense all year. I think once the Irish defense does settle in, I think like the Hoosiers, they will be forced to take field goals instead of touchdowns. And on the other side, like Riley Leonard, he has been playing great. He had 2 great games against Army and the Trojans. And I do think that he keeps it going here. Give me Notre Dame to advance. All right. And finally, in the first round, we have Penn State taking on SMU. Now, I think I speak for Vols fans, and you know what? Every other college football fan out there not wearing crimson in saying that thank you to the committee for putting in SMU over Alabama. Like, it is well deserved. I mean, Bama sucks. Come on. Like, they lost to Vanderbilt and Oklahoma. But it is not about them right now. It is about SMU. And I love this also, that we have teams who used to play in the Pac-12. They go to their new conferences, and in their first year, they show out. And for SMU, they had a great year. Absolutely. They had a great comeback in the ACC title game. Came up just a tad short, but they showed that they earned their spot here. Now, SMU fans out there who are watching, you can probably tell that, yes, I am like buttering you up a lot here, and that was by design. Please don't hate me, but I'm going to pick Penn State to win. The main reason why, what worries me about SMU, in this matchup right here, is something that has just hurt them all year, and that is the turnovers. Like, they had 6 against Duke. 3 came in the loss to BYU, and also 2 more took place when they played Clemson in the ACC championship. So I don't think that the Mustangs, I don't think that they can afford to give a talented team like Penn State so many opportunities to score, because they will make them pay. Penn State's, their offensive line, they should generate like a huge push for a great ground game. They average over 5 yards per carry. The line, like the Nitty line, their offensive line, they're also good in pass protection. I think that should give Aller enough time to get the mid-range passing game going and pick the Mustangs apart. From there, I think that their defense should do the rest. Penn State's defense, sixth best in the nation, allowing 16.4 points per game. They are very, very good. So I think that will put SMU's offense in a pretty tough spot, because honestly, this will be the most talented team that the Mustangs will play all year long. So give me Penn State to get the dub, and hopefully some hot chocolate, because it will be snowing there. All right, so let's go ahead and adjust the elephant again. We got Tennessee taking on Oregon. Now, I will say this about the Ducks. While I do believe that their schedule this year, it has not been tough as ours, they are still a great team. Dylan Gabriel, I mean, what a season that he has had so far. He and this Oregon offense, absolutely, they have been amazing all year long. And if this matchup does take place, I do think that our defense will be the toughest that he has seen. However, what worries me about this is the extra rest that Oregon will get. This is the first time, again, the very first 12-team playoff. In the back of my mind, maybe the rest can hurt Oregon. Maybe that will mean we are more game ready. But look, for the sake of the integrity of keeping it in this prediction video, and yeah, just based out of respect for Oregon and what they've done, I will pick the Ducks. Hey, I would love to be wrong about it, but again, I will put my Vols bias just aside. Oregon, yeah, good. Good for y'all. If our defense, if we can get some pressure on Dylan Gabriel, maybe that keeps it close. But again, I will put my bias to the side and pick Oregon. But again, I would love to be wrong about it. I would not mind at all. Okay, so now, next up, let's do Texas taking on Arizona State. Now, here's what I'll say about Texas. I think that this is a great matchup for them. If they are to win and advance, I think 2 main things need to happen. Number 1, the rushing defense, they have to show out in shutting down Cam Skadbo. Hopefully I said that right. Pronunciation, please do your thing. I'm sorry, but hey, he is a great player. So that's number 1 for Texas. Number 2, they can't turn the ball over. Look, I know fans will say what they will about Arizona State, but stats don't lie. The Sun Devils have had a negative turnover margin just twice this year. So since turning the ball over 3 times and not having a single takeaway against Texas Tech or Kansas. Since then, Arizona State had 14 takeaways and only four giveaways. That is impressive no matter what conference that they are in. And also currently they are tied with the Boise State Broncos and Indiana for the fewest number of giveaways. Among teams in the college football playoff field. So they are very smart with the ball. Like I don't think they will give the Longhorns many opportunities as far as like turnovers go. So overall, what I will say also to like to end this kind of a prediction right here is that I think he has to be smart in the pockets, right? And like not force like anything. Like, you know what, to put it simply, don't do what Will Levis does. Not only am I a Vols fan, but I'm also like a Titans fan as well. And yeah, it's been brutal for like, on like that end of the spectrum as well. So yeah, don't do what Will does. Point being, if Texas shuts down the run and they're able to move the ball downfield in an efficient way, and if they don't turn the ball over, I do like for them to get the win here. Talking about their defense for just one moment. Like their defense has only allowed an average of 12.5 points per game. And that might put this Sun Devil offense right here, like that might put them in a pretty tough spot. I mean, like they dropped what was like 45 against Iowa State. So, you know what? This could be their slice of humble pie. So, again, like if Quinn can just give them a chance, I think that the rest will just fall into place and he will make those like tough plays down the stretch and give Texas the win. All right. So now we have the Georgia Bulldogs taking on Notre Dame. All right. So big news about this game right here. No matter who that the Bulldogs play, they're probably going to be without Carson Beck. He tore his UCL in the SEC championship game. So at least at this point, he will not play. Again, like that's what the status is right now. Maybe something could change. But I feel like we will see Gunnar Stockton play right here. Thankfully for Gunnar, he is on a team where like there is talent all around him, right? So like he doesn't have to put the entire team on his back. I think if he is just smart in the pocket, honestly, I like Georgia to win this right here. I mean, you know what? Talking about the SEC title game, I mean, Gunnar, he had more passing yards than Carson Beck. Actually, I think Beck had like 56 again, like as I mentioned before. I think Gunnar had like 70 or 71. So, hey, who knows? I mean, maybe we can have another Tua thing going here. Maybe Gunnar is the Tua of Georgia. I mean, maybe. You know what? Crazier stuff has happened. Like us losing to Arkansas. Like that was just nuts. So again, maybe it's the SEC bias talking here with this, but I think when he faces this Bulldogs defense, I think he is in for a rude awakening. They have just so much talent. Michael Williams, Jay Lon Walker, Small Mondin Jr., Starks. He's holding it down in the secondary. Pick your poison, honestly. Give me the Bulldogs to advance. All right, next we have Penn State taking on the Boise State Broncos. All right. So for Penn State fans, I think that they know as well as I do the plan when they play the Boise State Broncos. Yes, I do feel confident in them winning. When they play them and like they're looking for keys to win, I think it's pretty simple. Shut Jancy down. That's it. Just shut him down. Like, you know what? It doesn't matter that he is in the Mountain West. His ability to just extend runs and make amazing plays is honestly something I have not seen from a running back since probably Derrick Henry when he was at Alabama. Man, I miss that guy. I miss him a lot. But here's what I will also say. Penn State defense, they might be up to the challenge and sorry, in shutting Ashton down. Um, hold on, let me look at my notes here again. Just super professional here. Yeah, I know. So yeah, Penn State, they had one of the best rushing defenses in the entire nation. But again, talking about this new 12 team playoff, could the wear and tear of playing like a week before, could that hinder them? Maybe, maybe not. Um, but also, you know what? Don't sleep on the Bronco defense either. I think they are pretty underrated. But like this year, they were second in the nation in sacks with 52. And you know what? With the extra rest that they will get, they could make Aller's life a nightmare. So you know what? I'm feeling generous right now. I think like all of my picks have been pretty expected besides like Texas maybe like winning them over Arizona State. But you know what, man? Like, you know what? Give me the Broncos to advance and just come on, like like it's a great story. You know what? Like we are all going to be wrong about the playoffs come like a Monday morning. So you know what? Like you might as well have some fun with it. So yeah, there it is. Okay. So now into the semis, we have Texas taking on Oregon. I think if this matchup takes place, it could definitely be an intriguing one because the Texas defense, they could give Dylan Gabriel some fits here. But the question is that how game ready will the Longhorn defense be after playing two previous games? Again, I am not sure. This is gonna be, like we will see, honestly. Like if these teams that get buys, if it's a benefit or if it's a deficit for them. But you know what? Like that's all speculation. So with that being said, I do think that Oregon, I think that they will find a way to win and advance. And yes, even though that you know what, they have been like the best team all year long, they have been in like some like a tough battles. And like they have won all those battles. Of course, like the game against Penn State, like what a great game that was, right? Like that was like a great game. Dylan Gabriel, he showed out. So I think that he is battle tested and he will be ready for what the Texas defense will throw at him. So I like Oregon to go to the national title game. All right. Now we have Georgia taking on the Broncos. All right. So this right here, this is going to be a big test for Janty right here. Um, Facing the toughest challenge of his entire life. Like a Bulldogs defense that is very formidable, very skilled. You know what, Georgia, they have this way about them that like they give teams this like reality check. You know, like the first time that they play Texas, that Longhorns team, they look completely different from what we saw from them previously. And you know what? The same thing could happen here. It's a Boise State, honestly. You know what? This might be worse than what happened with like when Georgia played at when they played at TCU. It like you know what? Like it could be that bad. I'm sorry, Bronco fans, but I mean, come on. Like they're like Georgia's defense, they're just so top tier. And if they do shut down the run, like if that does happen, I think that's going to put a lot of pressure on Madsen to move this ball downfield and just with with the pass rush that they bring, that cannot be denied. So yeah, I will take the Bulldogs to win and advance. All right, so here it is. We have Oregon taking on Georgia. Now, I know it might kind of seem like a little bit of a cop out that I'm picking like the two highest ranked teams to go to the national championship. But you know what? In a year where just like up was down, left was right, ranked teams were getting beat almost every single week. Oregon and Georgia were the two teams, as much as it pains me to say it, who have risen from the ashes to, yeah, again, like become like the two best teams in the nation. And so I think that they will find a way to get here once again. So if this matchup takes place, the big battle that I will be looking for is Dylan Gabriel and the Oregon offense taking on the Bulldogs defense. I think that is going to be the big battle. Whoever wins that battle, I think will win this game. Personally, for me, after playing Georgia, playing them a ton of times, and man, like sometimes just getting absolutely squashed. If Oregon doesn't start off hot, Georgia will settle in quickly, and like it will be over like that. Like they are just too good to be denied. Like they are not to be underestimated. And if I may throw this out there as well, like it's not a gimmick, folks. The SEC is the best conference in the entire country, not just in football, but in all sports, like basketball and baseball. Like it's just like it is just borderline pro sports. The SEC is. So with that being said, I feel like, based on what I've been saying for like the past few minutes, I'm pretty sure you all have a pretty good idea on who I'm going to take. So here it is. Fans, the team that I think will win this year's college football playoff national championship. It pains me to do it, but it has to be done. I'm picking the Georgia Bulldogs to get the job done. Again, that pains me to do it, but you have to respect them and the talented team that they are. And if Beck comes back, he might bounce back as well. Their defense, they have been battle tested all year long, and if they do play Oregon, I think that they will be up to the challenge. But fans, that is going to do it for this playoff prediction video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you all enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, click that bell, and you can join our Fanatic Army. And a hearty salute to all of you as always, and I hope that all of you have a fantastic day. Come on!